Well, it's nice and early in the morning. Sun's just coming up. It's the place I got for turning into a little off-grid property. Pretty hard to imagine now that this was basically a jungle. It was a true Akiya. The place had been left for like over 25 years. So the trees had just come and taken over the place, the bamboo. I do understand. I'm not. And because of my cancer, things got slowed down, and I couldn't get into Japan easily for like 2 years with this COVID scam shutting the border. Just slowly turning it into a livable place. Starting with the small house. Also, the big house over here.
Do you reckon it's gone all through?
kaki persimmon tree. I mean, it was like really, really old. The center was hollow, and it looked like 100 years old. But the thing is, it was growing on the path between the residential land and the agricultural land, and it was just kind of in the way. I mean, it just growing there and been left growing there. And I just made a decision on the spot. I thought, well, I'll just clear it, because I want to make it like a decent track up there to get a small tractor or something up and down. And it's like, it's old, I'll just cut it down. Now, the dear old lady next door, I mean, I'd had a couple of yarns to her. She's a nice old lady. Her husband had passed away years ago, and she'd been living in this big old house by herself. And she'd be like 85, 90 years old, but really sharp. Like, she could talk about just about anything, you know. Kind of sharp, kind of nosy, but whatever. She's a nice old lady. And you know, we seemed to get on pretty good. So I just finished a really hard day's work. I was cleaning up all the equipment, putting everything away, and then I could hear somebody calling outside, and looked out, and there's the old lady, and I looked at her face, and it looked like she was almost crying. And she said, like, come here, come here, come here. So I followed her, and she said, you cut down the tree, you cut down my tree. And she explained that she'd been picking fruit from that tree for like ever since she's a little wee kid, like very young, and she had always been cutting across and picking those kaki fruit, and I just cut the tree down. It's like, oh geez, here we go. You know, that's not a very good way to start things off, right? So I felt really bad, and I apologised about 1,000 times, and I said to her, look, I'll ask you from now on if I can cut this down or that down, or just double check with you on everything, even though it's actually on my property. I just said that to her, and then she actually started pointing out the stuff she wanted cutting down and saying, well, it actually looks much better now. I can walk down this path without having to climb through the jungle. And you know, she was pretty good about it, but she was pretty upset about her tree, which was fair enough. Just give us a minute. I don't want to drop this tree on the shed. There have actually been a number of neighbours that have popped over for a nosy. I've got to admit though, most of them aren't super positive. It's mainly because of the property itself. I mean, they look at it and it's like it's a junkyard, jungle junkyard or something. They're pretty honest about it, which is fine. I mean, it's true. If you look at it, it's like, geez, who the hell would want to touch that? I do understand. It's not a problem at all. But yeah, there was one guy that turned up, right? He's got this hybrid Toyota. He rocks on up when we're just cleaning up again and putting things in the car to leave. And he said, oh, you're the guys who bought this place. Why would you want to buy that place? There's much better places around here for about Yakuman or so. You could buy one. And, you know, he made a good point. But he doesn't know how much I bought this place for a start. And, well, it's just he's a really old guy. I mean, he's probably seen the place when it was brand new.